All right, everybody. Welcome to the live. Another day, another FC Dallas player rumored to the Seattle Sounders. Again, was not expecting to go live tonight, like I said previously last night, but here we are. Here we are. I was getting cozy. I changed my clothes, about to put the dishes in the dishwasher. I was gonna wrap some Christmas presents, start getting prepped for that, but then bang bang boogie, Tom Bogert drops this, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's another FC Dallas player that we're gonna go for, and it's Paul Arriola. We are literally assembling the U.S. men's national team's D team. You think Greg Berhalter's our coach with the players that we're trying to buy right now? Paul Arriola, 29-year-old Paul Arriola. You guys are already getting in here and talking about, oh, we got Will. He's in the lobby too. Didn't think he was actually going to come into this. Let me put my headphones on. Everyone's starting to hop in too, bro. It's another day, another conversation about the Sounders and how down bad we are. All right, let's get Will into this. Dude, absolute trooper. Welcome.
Well, before we get into this, I just finished up a live stream for the expansion draft for San Diego FC. Me and Favi did. What an absolute shit show, dude. They hype up this expansion draft, have everybody out there in San Diego, and they essentially say, here's our list. Like, no suspense, no nothing.
Yeah.
Like, total fucking shit show. But we had a great stream, dude. We had like 250,
I was in it.
260
I was
people.
watching
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Hey, appreciate everybody tuning in. If there's any cross viewership, appreciate you guys for stopping by. But by the way, I just want to show this post real quick of what's going on with your team, Seattle Sounders. Don't know if you guys can see this. Seattle Sounders and FC Dallas. Spider-Man meme.
We can put up the...
Yeah, well, I just want to show them in real time. I mean, you can pull it up if you want to. But either way, Spider-Man looking at Spider-Man, that's what's happening right now. What are they doing, man?
Dude, what are we doing?
Let me read you this text I just got sent by one of my good friends. He said, LOL, Seattle wants to be Bayern Munich of MLS where all the Americans play, but only if Bayern only could recruit the shitty Germans no fans wanted on the team.
I think what is making fans so upset, because don't get me wrong, on surface level, Jesus Ferreira and Paul Arriola are not the worst players to supplement into your squad. But I think the thing that we're all upset the most about is it has been multiple windows where the Sounders have not splashed big. The team is clearly riddled in so many positions. It needs legitimate firepower in multiple positions. And we've kind of been like building up to this offseason and for this big rebuild. And your big breaking news is Jesus Ferreira is going to be a new possible DP, and then Paul Arriola. All this way for just getting... The thing is, too, Seattle isn't like poaching players from the LA Galaxies, the LAFCs, the Inter Miamis, the FC Cincinnati, the Columbus Crews. They are poaching players from one of the worst teams in the league last season. And the thing is, we're not even going for their best player in Musa, who would be a great addition for the Sounders. We're going for players that literally this morning, FC Dallas fan, Jose, host of Goals TV, is texting me saying, shout out to you. Thanks. I'm super happy you guys are taking Jesus Ferreira off my hands. I can't imagine when he wakes up and texts me about this shit.
Dude, so Paul Arriola makes $1.7 million. I mean, maybe he's out of contract and he won't be a DP, but even if he's not worth $1.5 million at 30 years old. This is, you know what this is literally doing? This is literally saying, hey, okay, we're right. Albert Rusnak does fucking suck. Let's replace him with Paul Arriola. Like, literally, that's fucking mid for mid, dude. Mid for mid blow. Is he honestly better than Albert Rusnak?
No, he's not. But doesn't Paul play on the wing?
He does. No, he does. But I think I do think he can maybe play as a 10 if he had to.
He's not even. The thing is Paul's not better. He's not better than Pedro for as down bad as season was. He's not better than Georgie. He's not better than Rothrock. He wouldn't even be the best Paul on the fucking team. Paul Arriola wouldn't even be better than Paul Rothrock. What? these don't upgrade the team at all.
No, it doesn't. I don't know what their game plan is. Like we said this last night. By the way, what about the dedication Cheyenne has? Back-to-back streams about the shitty FC Dallas player acquisitions. This man is dedicated to this club. So you guys better like the stream down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But does Craig Weibel know that there's players outside the fucking United States? Does he know that you can get players from other countries, other leagues?
Bro,
Is he
seriously,
aware
yes,
of this?
Zardes. Next rumored sign. We could start stringing it together.
I mean, I just don't understand I really don't understand what they're doing.
What is the plan here with Ferreira? There was like some sense that made, but what the heck is the plan with Paul?
Can we be honest with
Arriola?
you? You saying that right there about makes sense for Jesus Ferreira, that is a cope from hell. There is no sense of Jesus Ferreira. Let's be honest. You guys need a number 9. You need a number 10. He is neither of those. He is a false 9. He's not a playmaker, and he's not a true goal scorer. He doesn't check any boxes, Jesus Ferreira. So that's a bad trade. This is a weird trade. How much fucking game are they going to give away to Dallas? Dallas is absolutely cleaning the Seattle Sounders clock and robbing them blind.
Dude, Dallas about to, oh my God.
They're like, wait a second, you're gonna trade and give us Gam and take his salary off the books? Fucking suckers. Dude, I mean, that's what they are. They're the Seattle suckers. That's what they are. I mean, literally, no offense. Like you heard what I said about Seattle. I want the Sounders to be a good club again, but they really are the Seattle suckers right now. They are being taken for a joyride. They're being taken advantage of. They're trading for players that aren't fucking good. And I don't know what the hell, like me and you were talking about how they should be rejoicing about getting rid of some of these salaries, João Paulo, Albert Rusnak, getting those off the books. Now they're replacing them with other shitty salaries.
I know, seriously. Like, the thing was, too, like, I think some of the most straightforward things the Sounders could have done is letting go of, like you just said, Albert, just letting it. The thing is, this isn't rocket fucking science. You just let guys like Albert, João Paulo, Liao Chu, all guys that were out of it, just walk. Let them go. They're not any use to the team anymore. And the crazy part is, Albert Rusnak has Craig Weibel by the balls, man. He's not getting a cheaper deal. He's going to try to get a bigger deal with this club. The thing is, too, the cards should all be in Seattle's favor right now. It should all be in Seattle's favor. You're going to be one of only 2 teams to play in the Club World Cup. You're going to be playing in the CCC. You have all these perks, but Albert's coming in, Mr. Big Balls, ghosting every single big game, and he's going to be, I want more money, and if you don't give me that, I ain't staying. And Craig's just weeping in the corner. It's like, shit, we can't lose Rusnak. I don't know how to get any other players to his caliber. Like, oh my God.
I mean, it just feels like a fever dream, man. Like the nightmare won't end. Like, who the hell are they going for next? Who's the next player they're going to get that's not just washed, but just not good? Look, Jesus Ferreira is not a bad player. I don't want it to be misconstrued of what I'm saying. I think he is okay, but he's not going to solve your issues. And you're giving a lot of resources up to get someone like him. Paul Arriola's tore his ACL like 2 or 3 times. So you're relying on a guy who's got bummy knees.
It's just like Jordan Morris.
Like Jordan Morris. You got the bummy knee bros on the wings.
The ex-Swansea boys.
Say what?
The ex-Swansea boys.
Ex-Swansea boys. They're twins, dude. They're Greg Berhalter stands, bummy knee bros, Swansea City Swan Song wingers, man. That's what they are. But yeah, Bill Nye says Michael Bradley's coming out of retirement. Josie Altidore too. He's coming up next. But in all seriousness, this is embarrassing, man. Kellen Acosta will be next. I mean, what the fuck are we doing, dude? Like, what are they trying to assemble here? This is like my friend said, this is hilarious. It'd be like if they're trying to be the Bayern Munich of the United States, getting American players, except if like Bayern Munich was getting all the shitty German players.
I think it's just so frustrating because fans are so pissed off. I think is shout out to Rocky for saying congrats on 5K, and yeah, as well, congrats Will on 5K.
Appreciate it.
But this kind of reminds me of the LA Galaxy a little bit. You think about the time with Chris Klein, he rested on his morals on winning that 2014 MLS Cup. And then slowly but surely, the Galaxy just kept going a little bit more down, a little bit more down, a little bit until they hit rock bottom. Fans protested for Klein out. And then you saw that change and that betterment from them. And that's honestly what we might be seeing with the Sounders right now. You win CCL and you're just a little bit, because dude, it is. I was thinking about it today. I'm like, it is boring as shit to go to Sounders games now. It is so boring. It's so hard to watch this team. It's so difficult. And the thing is, too, for as difficult as the team is, like, to watch, there's still obviously a good foundation there. We're still making it to, surprisingly, to Western Conference Finals. So build on that foundation. We're obviously not absolute dog shit, but if we're going to keep this up and keep resting on our laurels, we're going to become dog shit. We're just slowly killing ourselves. We're injecting poison in every limb in our body until we go completely numb.
Seattle Sounders can't help but shoot themselves in the foot, man. Like, they get the golden opportunity to fix things. And they said, you know what? I think I'm going to fuck it up again. Dude, I think I'm going to go crazy again.
We're digging a deeper hole.
Yeah, I don't really know what their plan is. I mean, you can't feel good about this, but, you know, Craig Weibel and Schmetzer think they're fucking just absolutely cooking up the most demonic roster of all time, and they're just about to slay MLS with what they're doing. But I just don't think that's going to happen. I think that this has a very good and high possibility of crashing out and burning pretty badly. And I don't know, man. It just feels like we talked about this earlier. It feels like the Sounders have no identity anymore. You said the fans don't show up to games like they used to. Lumen Field / CenturyLink Field used to be an absolute fortress in MLS.
Not even close.
In the best atmosphere in the league. It is a shell of its former self. Brian Schmetzer looks like he's checked out. I don't see the same urgency or the same drive he used to have. Not to say he's a bad coach. Obviously, Brian Schmetzer is a Seattle Sounders legend. He's won 2 MLS Cups and a Champions League. But it's not about what you've done before for me in the past. It's what you've done for me lately. And he hasn't done shit lately except make the playoffs and get bounced out. It just feels like it's a, you know, like we said yesterday, a wash, rinse, and repeat type deal. And it feels like a nightmare, honestly, if you're a Sounders fan, because like, what is the ending? What is there to be hopeful for?
No, I agree with you to a good extent there. I mean, like, Sounders complain, like, why are season ticket members not renewing anymore? Why are we seeing people not? Because like people are just bored of the same team. Like, I'm not saying we need to, like, you know, go the full 9 yards and absolutely take down this entire team. But you've gone 3 summer transfer windows without making any signings. Like, everyone's getting that little bit better. But then you see these type of deals from the Sounders and you're just like, what the, like, what, like, are we in like an alternate universe? Fans have been waiting for this transfer window. You know, every fan keeps making some excuse. You know what? You know, Jesus Ferreira would be a decent signing if he's not on a DP deal. He's 10 years. This, I'm like, regardless, you're going to have to give an arm and a leg to get Jesus Ferreira. You're bringing in Paul Arriola. Didn't we let go of Kellen Rowe for a reason? This is literally just a Kellen Rowe 2.0 type of player. What is his actual true position? What is he actually best at? He's over the hill. Like, these are not the type of guys. Yes, I understand you need depth. But this is not the right pieces of depth because these guys don't make your team any better. That's the problem. And fans are seeing right through this shit. Fans are completely seeing through it.
I just want to know when the Sounders lost their way. We looked at their transfer fee records last year or last night throughout the years to see what they've spent. I just want to know when it shifted. This used to be a team. You and I talked about this on the phone. This was a team in 2015 when TAM was announced, signed Roman Torres, signed Nelson Valdez, a team that was the first one to really push these new rules to their limits and sign good, players that they were trying to win MLS Cup and trying to win in the Champions League at that time. Where is that team at? Where is that team that is trying to be innovative and really do things in the new way? It's like that team doesn't exist anymore, man. It's like, honestly, they're acting like a USL team right now. They're not acting like the ambitious team who's won 2 MLS Cups, appeared in 4 MLS Cups in the last 6 or 7 years, actually 8 years at this point, and won a Champions League. It's just a different type of club that's being ran right now.
I mean, just to add on to what you said, yes, think about the type of like good signing Sounders made. Roman Torres was huge because you're just bringing in the Panamanian fan market. You know, the captain of Panama's national team. You're bringing in Nelson Valdez, who's one of Paraguay's icons for their national team. You brought in Kim Ki-hee, bringing that Asian Korean market. Great defender for us. Then you bringing in Andreas Ivancic, a really solid winger that has played in Europe. Like, we don't even make any. João Paulo, think about that. A strong midfielder from Botafogo, a team that is so good in Brazil. What the? And now you're just, oh my God. I'd give a bullock away to make these type of deals now. But we don't. Yeimar, yes. Yeimar, another player. What the fuck is this?
I just don't. Is there supposed to be any type of press conference anytime soon?
They already did the end of season one, and it only pissed fans off even more. I mean, the main things that were discussed from what I've seen, I didn't fully watch it because I'm getting tired of watching these press conferences. It's just blah 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 blah, and someone says this, and we're gonna be ambitious and do this and that, and then nothing fucking happens. They said they're likely going to try to bring back Liao Chu. They're going to likely try to bring back João Paulo. They're likely going to try to bring back Rusnak. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What are you guys doing? You don't need to bring all those guys back.
Obviously, something didn't work or they would have won MLS Cup this year or made to MLS Cup. So obviously there's some deficiencies, and I think they need to be exploring something else than bringing back those players, Liao Chu and Rusnak. Man, I don't know. It just feels like a lost club. I hate to be pessimistic because, Seattle is they have a rich history in MLS. The last decade, they were the best team in the league. They got the most MLS Cups. They have, just the most trophies in general, right? It's sad. And I feel for the fans because it feels like they've killed their atmosphere, their excitement for games. Like, there's just been no buzz like there used to be. It just feels like they don't care anymore, man. That's what it really comes down to. It just feels like they don't care anymore. And if you want to come to the games, you can come to the games. If you don't, then don't come. We're going to do what we're going to do, either fall in line or go support another team. There's no urgency. And I know Garth used to have that voter confidence to see how people approved of his job. I'm assuming they got rid of that with Craig Weibel, because he would fail miserably. He'd have the worst poll numbers in the history of poll numbers. Everyone
keeps commenting about when is the GM vote? When's the next GM vote? I don't know.
Guys,
I don't know.
1 second. I want to get the chat involved because it's a very good chat, very active chat. 1 through 10 right now. Right. What is your approval rating of Craig Weibel as the general manager of Seattle Sounders? 1 through 10. 1, he's absolutely fucking terrible. 10, he's the greatest fucking general manager in the MLS history. I want to know what you guys think. We got a negative 100. Holy hell, dude. That's terrible. Sergio Mendoza says a 0. Bill Nye's a 4. A lot of zeros, 1s, 2s, 4. Who the fuck gave him how's he a 4, man? What has he done to get a 4? No, in all seriousness, I'm curious. What is he? A 7? Dude, that's got to be a Timbers fan. That's got to be a Timbers fan. I think that has to be a Timbers fan. There's no way. There's no way.
I mean,
no fucking way.
I mean, just think about some of the things Craig Weibel has done. What are some of the?
Someone said a 10, dude. A 10?
They're trolling. They have to be trolling.
Okay, so just to clarify, I said a 10. He's the greatest fucking GM in the history of MLS. You think he's the greatest GM in the history of MLS? You ever heard of Will Kuntz, of what he just did with LA Galaxy?
The Galaxy, yeah.
Jesus Christ. But either way, there's a bunch of people saying that he's 4 or lower was pretty much the consensus of how bad he's been. He's shit. And Adrian Hanauer, right? That's the owner.
Adrian Hanauer, the owner. Yeah.
He's the only one who can fire him. I don't think it's going to happen unless something crazy happens, unless you guys boycott, unless he has another season where they miss the playoffs.
I mean, seriously, the only reason I renewed my season tickets was just for the Club World Cup. If we were not playing in that, there's no reason to pump money into this team. Like, really? Like, obviously, I'm not saying don't support the team, but Jesus fucking Christ, if the club is not going to show any ambition, why should you?
Man, it just feels like the blueprint is there, and they don't care. They don't care. I don't know what the vision is. And look, they will make the playoffs. I said last night they might not make the playoffs. They'll make the playoffs. They always
Yeah,
find
I
a way,
think so
except
too.
the one season where they had the congested schedule. They'll find a way to make the playoffs. They'll probably be the fourth or fifth seed. They'll win a playoff game, wash, rinse, and repeat. We'll be talking about this. They'll give you false hope and make you think everything's good. Then they'll shit the bed. Then we'll crash out again. And then it's the same thing happening over and over and over again. It's like
Again.
Groundhog Day.
It is, seriously. I mean, it's just like nothing. I'd love to say nothing changes if nothing changes. Like I just want to see some serious change from this team, man. Like bringing guys like Ferreira. Like, granted, this it's a long summer, like it's a long window. But if you're gonna start like hindering yourself, shooting yourself in the foot by getting Ferreira as a DP, bringing in Arriola, like you're already just shooting yourself in the kneecap, and then renewing Rusnak, and then you're gonna
Pull up this
bring.
comment by its Taco Kid. That's a valid comment that I think needs to that's a valid comment. It's a Taco Kid says we had a clean slate with DPs like the Galaxy did last year. The Galaxy signed Gabriel Peck and Joseph Paintsel. Look who we are signing. Yes, it's two different trajectories, two different paths, right? You have the Galaxy who said we got to win, we got to return to our winning way, we got to evolve to the current MLS format, we got to sign DPs who are in their prime, who are going to give us a lot on the pitch. And then the Seattle Sounders saying, let's go sign FC Dallas's bummy ass players who they don't even want. And I don't think anybody's talking about that. Dallas are literally saying, we don't even want these dudes on our team. You can have them. Like, well, obviously they're going to get some compensation back, but they're not like, yeah, we got to keep Jesus Ferreira. We got to keep Paul Arriola. They're like, yeah, okay, sure, we'll trade
They
him.
want to get with the times.
Yeah, they're moving on. They know that that's not going to win them a championship. Sebastian Lletget will be traded to Dallas next. We'll be doing our third fucking stream in a row of another Dallas player being traded. Sebastian Lletget, the boy, and Becky G are coming to Seattle next year. That's in the cards. If the last 2 days are an indicator.
Pre-prep the thumbnail for it.
Pre-prep the thumbnail for the boy. And maybe put Becky G on there too, to coming to a stadium near you, Tacoma or Seattle area. But either way, it's just, man, they're very, very backwards thinking, and it's not going to win an MLS.
I mean, as you said, to add on to it, I mean, as we read that comment, I mean, Seattle truly, like, we're almost given like on the silver platter, like, hey, you have the red pill, you have the blue pill. You can take the big risk. You're letting go of Rui Diaz. You could let go of Rusnak. You could let go of Joao Paulo. You could let go of Liao Chu. You're going to have a big, clean slate, loads of roster space, loads of flexibility to really bolster and upgrade and update this long overdue squad to a modern MLS standard. But you know what we do instead? Yeah, we let go of Rui Diaz, but we're going to replace him with Jesus Ferreira. Instead of letting Rusnak go, he's gripping us by the balls and is asking for more money than he's already getting to maintain him as a DP in 2025, Albert Rusnak. And instead of letting go of Liao Chu, who clearly does not want to be here when offers on the table were there for Fluminense, who he agreed personal terms with, we want to keep him, not make any money. Joao Paulo, his legs are gone. We are just on this rinse and repeat cycle, thinking the same team from 2020 is going to do it for us. We are resting on our laurels. And as fans, if you want to think that this is the smart move to, trust what Craig's going to do, this and that, it's dumb. It's silly, wishful thinking. Read between the lines. We are not ambitious. How do we go 3 straight summer transfer windows without doing anything? And then your big opportunity arises before the FIFA Club World Cup, and you're going in for your first signings for guys like Jesus Ferreira and Paul Arriola, when you've complained all the past 2-3 years you don't have any roster flexibility because you want to give guys like Roldan and Morris huge contracts because you don't have the cojones to maybe let one of them go to free up space for yourself. And now you have the opportunity, but you're going to fill it with a bunch of FC Dallas's garbage. I don't know. May God help this team and Craig Weibel.
Well, here's the most important question to you in the chat. What are you guys going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to actively do to show this club your discontent with what they're doing? How are you going to voice that? Are you going to not buy your season tickets?
I guess it would have to be not going.
You got to put you got to put your money where your mouth is, or they're just going to keep doing the same shit.
No, it's
true. It's what LA Galaxy had to do. The LA Galaxy had to decline out and boycott the games, and they got him out. And what happened to him? They won an MLS Cup the first year the dude left. So you're going to have to pick. Are you upset and going to put up with things, or are you going to make your voices heard and try to get change to come? You have to weigh your options. Which one do you value more? Are you willing to sacrifice a season of going to games to get where you want to go? Or does it mean that much to you to where you're okay with putting up with the mediocrity?
That's funny. This one's good. I'm going to actively comment on Red Green TV.
You have to.
I mean, a lot of people have been fun. I mean, I saw that in the comments. I mean, this has almost become like a funnel for people to, speak their opinion about what's going on because no one else is really talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a channel where the Sounders fans who are discontent, want to voice their frustrations, come to, do that. Some of the other, sites or channels are definitely sunshine pumpers, and you cannot criticize anything that the club does, or you're that's the end of you.
Sunshine pumpers.
But either way, something's going to have to change. You guys are going to have to do something. You have to boycott the games. You're going to have to keep, putting pressure and voicing your opinion on how bad the team is, or nothing's going to change. I mean, it's just the truth of it.
I mean, next time I see Craig, we need to have a actual sit down talk.
You need to step in your office.
No, seriously. I mean, if I get the opportunity to talk to Craig, I'd love to pick his fucking brain, because I've never spoken to the guy. I've only had one small interaction with him when I was driving away, telling him we need to make some signings. He says the transfer window is not open, but fucking even hell, if the transfer window is open for a decade, he would have made one fucking signing.
Absolutely insane, man. Yeah, I mean, I just think that's going to be the same thing over and over again. And what's he say? Is this the MLS equivalent of Arsenal fan TV? I don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
I've never watched Arsenal fan TV, honestly.
It's too much of a goated channel, so I don't know.
Yeah. At least Arsenal has a future, right? Right. At least they know how to sign players. Yeah, it's not good right now. I'm sure that a lot of you fans are discontent. And look, you know me, I'm neutral. I want Seattle to be good because it helps the league. I want every MLS team to be good, but we need Seattle to be good because of their history and what they've done for this league in the last 10 years. And for the
Club World Cup.
And yeah, in the Club World Cup, we need them to be better. I mean, do you think Paul Arriola is cooking anyone on PSG or Atletico Madrid or Botafogo or Botafogo? You think he's cooking anyone? You think Jesus Ferreira, the Pirates of the Caribbean, the guy that only dominates, Trinidad and Tobago or the Cayman Islands or the Bahamas or Haiti? Do you think that dude's cooking? No. So it's really sad. Yeah. Fuck no, is what Darwin said. I mean, it's true. He's not going to. Paul Arriola versus Nuno Mendes. I mean, it's sad, man.
Isn't that sad? Your front three is going to be Jordan Morris, Paul Arriola, Jesus Ferreira.
Yeah.
Like, that's some MLS 2.0 shit right there.
That would have been bad 5 years ago. Honestly, it would have been, right? I mean, it would have been bad 5 years ago. Like, you need to have at least, like, someone else in there, like, thrown in there to help out. And you know what that tells me? Think about this for a second. If they have Pedro de la Vega, they have Jesus Ferreira, they've got Jordan Morris and Paul Arriola. That means that one of those guys are going to be their number nines. And it can't be Jesus Ferreira. And it sure as hell can't be Jordan Morris. So I don't know what the fuck is going on, dude. That means that either you got dudes playing out of position or one of these dudes are going to be playing on the bench or coming off the bench, and they're going to be making $1.5 million doing it. How is that any better? And also, where the fuck is Rusnak playing to? Like, where are all these dudes playing? This makes no sense at all. Like, what kind of formation are they playing? Are they planning to play, man? Like, what the fuck? Are they gonna have like 2 or 3 defenders? Are they gonna go all out, balls to the wall attack? Like they said, listen, guys, we didn't score any fucking goals this year. We're gonna have the most attackers in MLS history. We're gonna have the best goal deficit or goal to concession or whatever
Goal
it is.
difference.
Goal difference. Yeah, sorry, I was in a rant there. Goal difference in the league. We're going to have the best goal difference in the fucking league. We're going to be revolutionary. Brian Schmetzer's creating new formations.
That's crazy. I mean, you're not. Oh, bro. I don't know what else to say. It's so annoying right now. I mean, the thing is too, it's like, you know what's sad is how's guys like Georgie and Rothrock going to be your exciting 2 players? And because that isn't that like what shows? You have guys like Rusnak, Morris, Della Vega, X, Y, and Z. But Rothrock and Georgie are the 2 guys when the big games happen. Like, think about the LA Galaxy game. Who is the only guy that created half chances in that game? Georgie Manungu. Not Rusnak, not Morris, not Christian Roldan. Georgie Manungu is the guy who steps up in the big game. How is that guy going to do it? And then you're going to, suck off Albert Rusnak to give him a bigger DP. Dude, Rusnak's going to be on the same wages as like Shaqiri was on or some shit. Or Messi at this
Hopefully
rate.
that's not the case. I don't know, man. It's just not good. It's going to be interesting to see what else they do this offseason. I don't think we're done seeing their moves. I think that we will see what else they do. Not looking good so far, but who knows, man? Who knows? I guess we'll just see how it plays out and what the formation looks like. But there's nothing to be happy about right now. Now, one more question I have. I got to run here in a second, but I'm going to leave you with one more question.
Okay.
Are you guys more excited? Not much to be excited about, but either way, play along. Are you more excited about Arriola or Jesus Ferreira?
Neither.
Which signing's better between the two? Now they both can be bad, but which one is less bad?
If Ferreira's on a deep, I don't even know. I feel like they're both just bad, especially if Ferreira's on a DP.
What if they're both on a DP?
Well, that's not possible. We can't.
Well, let's see. Yeah, I guess unless they don't sign Rusnak, unless he doesn't want to come back.
Yeah,
he's a free agent, right? So I mean, he can go anywhere he wants.
I think that's a great answer. I'm more excited about the Tacoma Defiance signings we made today.
Guy said he'd rather sign his grandma. Interesting. Who is your grandma? Is she good? New number 9.
Is she a former USMNT reject?
Was she in the Bruce Arena, Jurgen Klinsmann, Greg Berhalter era? Who was her national team coach? We need to know this. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just I don't really know what else there's to say. It's just it's very shocking to see 2 moves like this back to back. But hey, we got the best coverage for the Sounders and my good friend Cheyenne. If you haven't subscribed to him, make sure you subscribe to him because he's got the best coverage for you. He'll tell you an honest opinion about what the Seattle Sounders are doing or not doing. He's not going to be a sunshine pumper. He's going to let you know how he really feels. Now, some of you might say he's a little. Well, hey man, it's true. If you think he's too negative, I mean, maybe you're too positive. So I think that's
the yin and yang.
Yeah, exactly. Yin yang. He'll tell you the truth. So make sure you subscribe to his channel, like this video down below, share with a friend, all your sad Seattle fans, share with them so that they can mourn with him and you guys. And I appreciate you letting me back on for the 4th time in like 2 weeks.
Bro, Will, at this point, you might just be the co-host of this sport. Everyone already thinks you are. Everyone already thinks you are.
I can't commit to that.
I know.
But I'm always more than willing to stop by and help anytime I can and mourn with you guys.
I know. I appreciate it. Well, I'm going to do some closing thoughts and I'll let you go.
Yep. Appreciate it, guys. Make sure you like the video and check my channel out if you haven't already at MLS Moves. See you guys later.
Make sure to go check him out too. All right. Let's close it off. Final thoughts. Final thoughts. Paul Arriola to the Seattle Sounders. The one thing I want to say is And yes, big shout out to Will for coming on the stream. I'm going to leave this with you guys for the last 5 minutes. I think everyone was talking about Pedro de la Vega. Pedro de la Vega, like, he's a bust. Like, it wasn't a good year, this and that. I truly believe if we got the thing is every time I watch Pedro play, I think he's a really good player. And I think he's on a different wavelength to everyone else. And there's just so much pressure for him having to be a big guy for us this year, like in regards to like having to make a big difference. And I think that's just too much to ask for one guy. And then I do think Pedro has the right capabilities to be a big player for us. We just don't play in that type of way where he can flourish. Like, okay, good example is, let's use Rocky, who's a Portland fan. Evander. Everybody fucking thought Evander was a fucking joke his first year because no one saw the vision of like the team that needed to be built around him. You bring in the right pieces with Rodriguez. You get the right guys around him, and look how good Evander was. I was always on the Evander. Like, I think Evander's great. I thought he was a good player. Just be patient with him. And I think the same thing with Pedro. I think Pedro is Pedro is the right piece we need. It is unfortunate what happened in the first season. Build the right fucking players around him, and he will flourish. Same thing like Evander. I promise you. I'm so confident in that. Next season, if you bring in the right pieces to surround Pedro de la Vega, he will be a good player. When you watch him play, he's on a different class than everyone else. But unfortunately, we play with the deadest offensive tactics ever. He's not going to be like Lionel Messi, grab the ball from halfway and dribble everyone, which he has done multiple times. I feel bad for the guy because if you don't see the vision on how he plays watching the eye test, he's so brilliant to watch. The way he breaks up play. And it's unfortunate because every time he puts Jordan Morris through on goal, you can look at the Minnesota game away in Minnesota, the final game of the season against the Portland Timbers. Multiple times he sets players up. He could have had a couple assists last season, but unfortunately we don't have the right offensive players to surround him with. I'm not giving up on Pedro. He's not the right guy you should be giving up on. But a guy, for example, like Albert Rusnak, who's been in the league for over 10 years and is not producing in big games, and he's taking up a huge contract. Like, when you compare like how much Rusak's making to Pedro's not even what in our, I think outside, I think he's number 5 or 6 on our highest wage books. For being a DP, he's really not even one of our top 3 earners. So it's like, man, I don't know. I think Pedro's the wrong guy you should be criticizing. I really do. I know the stats didn't quite put it out for him, but the injuries were unfortunate. The amount of pressure that was put on him. But when you watch him play, I think there is context behind that. But when you bring in guys like Jesus Ferreira and Paul Arriola and still stick with Rusnak and Morris, I don't think you're doing the right thing. Look, Jack, you're in the chat right now. Shout out to Jack. He was there the day we had like when the rumors came out from Tom Boger when we were going to sign Pedro de la Vega. Look how excited I was about that because that was truly the right type of signing we needed to make. I was so excited about it. So excited. Because when you watch him play, that's the type of player we need. How excited I was about Georgie, that's the type of player we need. Exactly. If Pedro was playing with these type of prime players, it would have been a whole different story. Seriously. But surrounding him with pieces like Paul Arriola and Jesus Ferreira, I'm not negative. But it's like, I will be excited for the right reasons. Like, Pedro was an exciting and a right signing, but you need to build the right pieces around him. Pedro will figure it out. I appreciate you, Nacho. Have a safe trip, by the way. Craig is seriously killing this club. And shout out to all of you. Again, I was not planning to go live tonight again. I literally got home from work. I made my bed, put the dishes away, made myself an acai bowl. I'm becoming an acai bowl master. And then this news broke out and I hopped on live. I was about to wrap presents for my girlfriend. They're right there. I had to hide it from her yesterday when we went live because she came over. because I didn't expect that. We were going to play chess. We were going to hang out. But instead, I went live to talk about us signing Jesus Ferrer as a designated player. Exactly. Exactly. It needs to be better, in my opinion. Yeah, honestly, no, Joseph, dead ass, fingers crossed. The Paul Arriola and Jesus Ferreira deals fall apart. Like some medical shit happens. Someone needs to go in and slip a Mickey in their pee cups when they're doing their medicals for the medical to fail. I genuinely need that to happen. Again, I don't think Jesus Ferreira is a bad player, not at all, but not as a DP level. I would even argue not even as a TAM. It's just not the right type of signing we need to be making with that type of money. We're seeing other teams around the league make TAM signings for better players, not within MLS. I know he's young, he's a talented guy, but I want us to take bigger risks than that. For the fact we've waited so long to make a big signing, take a bigger risk than Jesus Ferreira, who is now clearly a very injury-prone player. And then Paul Arriola, who's a Jordan Morris 2.0 with 2 non-good kneecaps. I'm going to close it there. 40-minute stream. I was planning on recording my ideal Seattle Sounders transfer window. I haven't had time to do that. I was planning to do it tonight. I think that I'm going to have to work on that Friday night. So I have to cancel my plans to do that because I pushed it back so much. I need that video out. I've had the graphic ready. I already know what players I want in and out. I've known about this for over a month, and I'm still sticking with it. The win against LAFC didn't change that. My lunch break was over 20 minutes ago. Shout out to you, Sergio. I need to get that out. I know, again, it's not going to be a video everyone's going to love because not everyone's going to agree with everything I say, but would Paul Arriola and Jesus Ferreira make your top 10 list of players we should sign next year? Wouldn't have made mine. Didn't even think they were even in the contention list. We need a striker that's going to, sneak peek. I can't give you guys a sneak peek. I've been in the shout out to my graphic designer who's been cooking that graphic up for ages. I've gone back and forth about I'm so excited for that. That ideal transfer window video. I'm going to work on it. I need to have that out ASAP. I'm going to bust a gut to make that happen because it needs to happen with all these rumors flying around. Basically, what it's going to be, to break it down so you guys don't need to ask me what players I would want to sign. It tells you all what players I would sell, what positions we need to prioritize, and how the XI will look based off the players we need to sign. It's not specifically any players we need to get, but what positions we need to get and who needs to go. That's basically what it's going to be. It could be a slippery slope, boys and girls, but that's going to be the end of the stream. There's over 60 of you watching. I need all of you to smash the like button on this stream. The more of you that like, the more of it gets pushed out, the more this message gets pushed out. For all we all know Brian's watched the videos in the past. That's been confirmed. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that video, but Brian knew who I was because he watched the videos. Maybe Craig will watch the videos and listen to this brown guy. I don't fucking know, but we need something this is not, I feel like this is like what happened with the Galaxy during Chris Klein's era. Really, really do. We're resting on our laurels from CCL. Boys and girls, just smash the like button, be subscribed. This is the channel that you need to be at. I'm going to try to pump out as much content. I'm a one-man army, but big shout out to Will for always helping to contribute. But boys and girls, I hope you'll have a lovely day.